All right, we are live a little early. Had to move stuff around here, there, everywhere, but let me go to the comments and let me know if you guys are hearing me, seeing me okay. Obviously, just a few people in now. We've been kind of switching things around tonight. Sorry about that. Kind of playing it by ear. So we had originally set it like 10:30 and then 11, and moved it to 11:15. So yeah, it's been kind of hit or miss. Let's see. Mr. Treefeller, what's up, brother? We got Harry Grubbs. We had Redneck Preppy on here and Jeffrey Pelletier. I think they had to bounce out. They were on here earlier. Getting ready for us to go live. I don't expect to be a ton of people on here tonight because it's pretty late. We got Load Make Ready. Treefeller says, what's this all about? Nothing, brother. Whatever you want to be about. About answering questions, talking about Rimfire stuff. We got Mr. Clay Kennedy. So I know it ain't too late. If we got Clay Kennedy on here, it's definitely not too late for the rest of you. We got Bob Azzoli. We got William Gittins. We got Mr. Ryan Drink from Kansas. We got McLean. What's up, brother? Happy Father's Day to everybody out there, too. Thank you. Mr. Copper Star. Precision, perfect time for AC. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm on the East Coast, so I'm the only one who's an idiot right now. We got Mr. Tim Ring. What's up? I do want to hit you guys with this. So if you guys, a lot of you probably been around the channel for a long time. I originally started out and I always had an intro. And man, people liked it. People didn't like it. You know, I had things going one way or the other. And eventually I just quit using it. So I actually had a buddy of mine who follows the channel. I met him through the channel. Like, that's kind of how we got to know each other. He hit me up and he was like, hey, man, you should really do an intro and your outro again. And so I'm going to lay this one on you. We got Mr. Leather Action 22, Andy, Bob, Jim Walker. What's up, brother? Paul Coach from Northeast Missouri, Captain Texas. We know where you are. Mike Gaudette from New Brunswick, Canada. Let's see. Harry Grubb. Seems it'll be a few more minutes before Josh is on. Jeff Kalina. Why don't you build an enclosed 50-yard test range? Any old shit would work. Yeah, I would, man. Right now, I'm kind of in a weird spot. I own the property we're on. You know, we own the house. I have a close neighbor, and they're really good people. But she's very up there in age, and so she's probably going to assisted living. She lives there by herself. Her kids are not going to take over the house, so they're going to sell it. So I don't know who's going to buy it. And technically, by my county laws, if they complained, I would have to legally stop shooting. So I'm not going to build anything crazy right now, especially until I know, because I may end up having to sell this house and move in the next year, depending on how that goes. So we got living in Southwest Virginia. What's up, brother? He said, bring back the spinning rifle on the tripod. Yeah, not quite yet. I tried to modernize it a little bit, but Mr. C. Pierce says it's 3 p.m. in New Zealand. It's supposed to be working. Yeah, you can work on it. You got the rest of your life to work, man. Yeah, I looked into those shipping containers because actually at FX USA, when that was still a thing, they had like 2 or 3 shipping containers together with like AR-500 backer. And, you know, that's what they tested with. That was pretty cool. Loud, noisy, but yeah. Let's see. Mr. Out of Control. Evening, Josh from PRK. Nice. People's Republic of California. Have redneck buy. Man, I can't take the property value hit. Although it would be nice for my taxes to go down, but yeah, hopefully we do. So anyway, I'm gonna lay this intro just because you guys are here, and I want to see what you guys think.
Oh, the same hold. Oh, freaking Joker. Oh, you hit it.
All right, so yeah, hopefully you guys could see and hear that. It's in 720p, so obviously in the on the channel it's going to be in 4K, so it's going to be quite a bit better on there. It's fairly juiced down on here. We got Quality Maximus in the house. What's up, brother? Let's see, Ben B checking in. Howdy, 22 fam. I'm seeing, yeah, you're right, Lefty. It's you never know what you're gonna get with the neighbors. So it could be great, could be terrible. I'm gonna have to play it out. Yeah, I need more metal rings. Yeah, I could dub in like some fake stuff, but we'll see. Once I get back into making intros, it's like an addiction. I'm just gonna like keep making intros as hard as I can. Evening, will we see more Bergara? Unless they do something crazy, like the aftermarket support is like slim to none on barrels. Like I waited forever and ever and ever to get one from KI Precision. It never happened. And I've heard mixed results, honestly. So it's kind of one of them things where I don't know that the Bergara, until something like happens with it, something new, probably not. We got Mr. Danny Noonan, South Carolina, plinking in. What's up, brother? We got Mr. CK and Mark Lachue. So yeah, I guess the newest thing that you guys saw was the Curtis. Obviously, I've been shooting it. I haven't had a really chance to like ring it out accuracy wise. But the imminent stuff is probably more exciting. So I have the Curtis now, more videos on that, obviously, but I'm waiting on, and don't get too excited. He hasn't like shipped it or anything, but I should be getting Kenny's new action, like barreled action, pretty quick. Not like in the next week or two, because I'm not sure when that's exactly going to happen, but that should be happening. The L3i Stinger deal should be happening. So lots of new stuff coming. Mr. R4 Outdoors. See, that's where you messed up, Seaback. The best don't wipe it all. That's the secret, man. Speaking of Seaback, where the heck have you been? Because Mr. Seaback is like, I think you live in Georgia, I think, but he's one of the big hitters out here in the PRS, like NRL 22X kind of scene. I haven't seen him around. Was the Curtis tough to get used to caulking on? No, not really. I mean, it's pretty. You shoot it once or twice and you got it. It's pretty easy. It's a little different, but not crazy. Threaded one, probably not. Not unless he just threads it for whatever reason. I mean, I'm not giving him any input. And whenever he's ready to, to send it in, he will. So yeah, I have like no input in the barreled action that he sends. So he's going to send it. I'm going to test it. That's probably going to be it. Jonathan Pelletier, what's up, brother? We got Mr. Devin Hill. Mark Shroop, any updates on Voodoo? No, I haven't heard anything. It's been really quiet. I think the only like actual employee from Voodoo that's still working at Voodoo right now is Greg, as far as I know. And I don't know if they're still moving the company. I mean, at the end of the day, there's so many new actions coming out. I don't think it's going to be a make or break thing. You've already got Mike Bush, who's basically committed to supporting current existing Voodoo. So he's going to like spin up something to offer like wear items, extractors, things like that. So yeah, I think if you got a Voodoo, no reason to be concerned. Buying Voodoos going forward, I don't know. I mean, to me, if you uproot a whole company, strip down all your employees, go to someplace else, there is an opportunity there to make things better, because I think they were suffering some QA/QC stuff. But there's a bigger percentage that things just never go back to what they were. So we'll see. Oh, let's see. Best starter for NRL 22 production. Yeah, 457. And the only reason I put the 457 over the T1X is because there's just a crap ton more support for the 457. There's just endless amounts of things. There's plenty of things for the T1X too, but not nearly at the scale as the MTR. So, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. C-Bait's got a new baby. Staying home, let everyone else build false confidence. Let's see, Mr. Out of Control, having issues with feeding on my Rim Peers. It slams against the mag, but I played with the mag adjustment, still getting the same issues. That's weird. Oh, you mean like the bullets nosing into the mag? That's kind of weird. Yeah, it shouldn't be, if that's what you mean. If the bullet's hitting the mag on the way out, it definitely shouldn't be. That sounds like you have like something is wrong with the follower. The follower angle should set those bullets to be clear out of that. So I guess a little more specific on if the bullet tip is hitting the mag or if your bolt's hitting the mag. I can tell you, he said yes, and the bolt slams on the mag. Yeah. So what I do when I adjust a Remex mag is basically I make it to where it's tight, but then back off a little bit and allow it to have a little free play. If the bullet is getting like pushed up into the mag, that's a magazine problem, like 100%. Because if nothing else goes right, it needs to, like, the bolt should just push it up and out, and then it should just be messed up from there. But if it's not getting out, if it's hitting the mag, the inside of the mag, then sounds like a follower issue, like almost like something is at the wrong angle. But if the bolt is hitting the mag, that means your mag's probably way too tight up in there. It needs to have a little bit of slop, or something is out of whack with the bolt, because there should be no circumstance where the bolt will actually physically hit the mag. Let's see. Jeff Galena, Bergar B14R, 16-inch barrel, 1250 is winning area matches here. TK-T1X also can perform. Yeah, so there's a little, so the bench rest, like factory gun stuff, a lot of those guys send those guns to be like worked on, like worked on, and then they're shooting them. They are production. And I had several gunsmiths telling me that they were getting a lot of Bergara barreled actions for factory ARA, and guys were using them and being really successful with them. So not really surprised to hear that. Let's see. Have you gotten your hands on the Senate MDT2 level Gen 2 so far? No, I haven't yet. I thought about just buying one. The channel budget right now is non-existent. I may reach out to MDT. I have worked with them in the past. But, they got a bunch of big influencers too, and they're their own kind of powerhouse marketing team. So I'll reach out and see if I can get one. There's also, what's the name of it? I'm losing my mind right now because it's 11:15. Not to send it, the other one. And I own one. It's on a rifle right there. I'm such an idiot. Crap. Somebody is probably already going to pop up in the comments. The other popular level that's not the MDT Senate, they're creating a new one. It's a bigger one. It's going to have an all-inclusive like timer level, like the whole work. So I think that's going to be really hard to compete with. There we go. Mr. Devin Hill, SG Pulse. Yep. Thank you, guys. My brain is not working. At least it's not firing on all cylinders. But yeah, so they're releasing like an all-inclusive one, which is pretty cool. Mr. Jeff Kalina, I can get you an MDT Senate to test if want it. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Like I said, I'll either buy one or, ultimately I'll hit them up. Because, if I'm going to test one, MDT should probably be the one to provide it, because good, bad, and different, it's publicity for them no matter what. So it's like it's marketing for them at the cost of a level. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Mr. Rick Nutt, checking in from Kansas. Cyclops told me about your channel. Great videos. What's up, brother? Yeah, old Joe, he's good people, man. I've only met him in person once, but we talk a lot and always been really, really good people. Helped me out a ton. We try and help each other, talk crap mostly is what we end up doing. But Mr. Stefan Anderman, Josh, finally pulled the trigger and bought a CZ, got the Pro Varmint so I can shoot base class till I can afford to upgrade my chassis stove. There you go, man. Yeah, you're going to have really fun with that. Mr. Out of Control, I have not shot the Anschutz 1727F. I only had that one PRS Anschutz, and honestly, it really wasn't blowing my socks off. But I'd be willing to shoot other ones, obviously. Mr. Hugo Coatsy, good evening. Finally, a very reputable barrel maker in South Africa introduced and produced 22 barrels. Would you say for PRS NRL? Yeah, 16 twist is most popular. There's plenty of people playing with stuff. I can tell you the twist rate is not going to make a huge difference whether it's 16. So just to give you an idea of everything that's out there, 16, 16.5, 15, 14, 13, 12. 12.5, 14.5. There's all sorts of, there's a progressive twist. The twist doesn't really make a huge deal. I mean, like from what I've like tested, the faster the twist, the pickier on ammo it becomes. So the argument is that it kind of like has more or better downrange performance. My skepticism of that is that how do you test it without like you would need a 400 yard controlled space, because at 300 yards, like any like perceived gain or loss could be wind. I mean, because wind is such a huge factor at 200 and 300 yards with 22. It's almost impossible to test small things like twist rate, when it comes to like real testing out of those distances. So 16 twist is the easy answer. It's been working for a really long time, and I use it and I don't have any complaints. Mr. Thomas Frankel, what's up, brother? Nice to have you. What's optimal barrel length for my powder burn? 16-inch barrel seems to be pushing match ammo close to hammer. Yeah, so 18 to 20 inches is going to be like total powder burn. Most of the 22 guys now, if like 18 inches was like 4 years ago, the barrel. Now most guys run, myself included, 24 to 25 inch barrels. And like bench rest shooters, those kind of guys have been doing that for a really long time. The idea is that the longer the barrel, not just, it's obviously not burning any powder. You're starting to slow the bullet down a little bit, but the thought was the ES and the SDs were better on the longer barrel guns versus the shorter barrels. So yeah, I mean, and it's hard to test those things, but I've been shooting 24-ish inch barrels for a while, and I have zero complaints, and I wouldn't go shorter now unless I just didn't have a choice. Mr. Stan Lagoon, what's up, brother? Mr. Mark Lishway, hey, Josh, were you setting up a new pre-fit barrel? Sweet spot I'd like to start at for ammo testing? No, I test typically whatever I have, just to see what it's going to trend. Typically, I have like a bunch of like just bits and pieces, like not a giant, like, one lot or two lots. I got a bunch of stuff. I'll go through and just shoot that through it and just kind of see if it trends one way or the other. If it like, oh, it hates faster than 1100, or it loves 1070, 1080, or it loves Ely, I try and figure that out with my leftover stuff, and then maybe go further into lot testing if it's a gun, that I need a lot test with. I'm getting to the point now where I have, a bunch of Remington 700 rimfires. They're not all competition guns for me. Some of them I have, like zero interest in shooting in competition. They're just fun guns for me. So I've set them up a little differently to have fun and shoot. And I have zero interest in lot testing and spending the money to go down that road. But obviously for the comp gun, always have like one main comp gun, that I'm going to lot test for and spend all the money on. Let's see. What's up, Mr. Roger Rose? Going on? It is a little late. Below the equator, I have zero idea. I would imagine not. Imagine they still use a right-hand twist. That's a good thought, though. So, sorry, left out the headspace. Oh, for setting up, so headspace. No, so I mean, typically, like, if you can, on a lot of prefits, like, you're not going to be able to determine headspace. It's just going to be what it's going to be, and typically somewhere around 43, 44 thou. For me personally, I would probably shoot 42, 43, depending. If I'm going to shoot Ely, definitely 42. If I want to shoot everything, maybe just be safe at 43,000. I was actually talking to someone earlier, and I've noticed just from my own testing, headspace isn't like the X factor on these guns. Like, you don't go like 1,000s and shrink your groups in half. At least I haven't. I mean, I'm sure somebody somewhere has, but from the rifles that I've tested and stuff, I don't see that. What I see is increased reliability with, extraction and those kind of things. Maybe a little bit better, more consistent ignition if the headspace was way out, now it's in. But if I go, there's a little bug around me. If I go, from 43 to 41, is it like all of a sudden it changed my world with accuracy? Usually not. Usually the accuracy is, one, the barrel, how good the barrel blank is. Two, how well it was machined as far as concentricity of how that chamber was done into that barrel, and how everything was interfaced and now comes into the action. So if you got a good consistent action and those other things are true, headspace probably not going to be like a light switch for accuracy. Because there's different requirements for different things, obviously. Let's see, Mr. Rick. Have you shot anything with Desert Precision Shooting? I assume you mean DPG, Kenny, at Desert Precision Gunworks, but yes. I have a modified Rimx. I've had a CZ. He's sending me his new barreled action. So yeah, I've definitely shot a bunch of his stuff. Is it really worth it to do testing center for ammo? It depends on what you want to shoot. If you want to shoot Lapua, then yes. If you want to shoot Ely, maybe. It depends on, it's a lot of factors. Your skill, ability, and knowledge base is going to be a big part in it. A lot of experienced shooters who are shooting Ely don't go to test centers. I personally do not go to a test center. Most of my shooting is done here or local to here. So when I test ammo, I want to test it here. And with my gun and the chassis, everything the same. That to me is a better deal on my end. If it's Lapua, you got no choice. Got to go to the test center. Otherwise, you're probably not going to be able to order or really test. But, if you're not that confident, in everything involved, then yeah, it's definitely a better idea than not. Appreciate you, Mr. Tyler F. Mr. Leather Action, test percent is good, but it's not saying this shooting wherever. I probably just get test slots, test stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Still a great option to have, especially this day and age. Mr. Chris Lang in the house. What's up, brother? L3 top bench rest Smiths are using 45 and 46 thousandths headspace. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't want that, but I don't know that on a repeater I could extract Ely or not get failure to fire on Ely with 46,000 headspace. That's quite a bit. I mean, it's not quite a bit. 45 is not bad. 46 is a little. I've seen 47 and 48,000 out of factory voodoos at the gunsmith, like out of the gate. And to tell you, those were not going to shoot Ely very well or ignite it consistently anyway. But we got old L3 up in the house. That's nice. Yep, DPG. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, his new barreled action's coming my way at some point. But yeah, I have a Rimx. It's right there. It's in the foundation stock. That's one of my ones that I enjoy shooting that gun. I wanted a good gun in a stock, not a chassis. So foundation stock, Desert Precision Gunworks Rimx, modified Rimx. And then, yeah. So I've got two Rimx's right now. The Desert Precision Gunworks Rimx and then the Modicam Custom Mod-X. And yeah, both of them probably arguably my most favorite rifles. That was my hypothesis. This weekend, going to run my Savage Mark II because what I have with SK Pistol on my secondary Rimfire match this weekend. Heck yeah, man. A lot of it's getting out there and just doing it. It's like everything else. The gun is part of the equation, and to an extent, like, depending on the match. A bench rest match, the gun's a lot. The gun and ammo combination is a lot. I mean, it's not all of it. You got to know the wind. You got to shoot in the wind. You got to make corrections. PRS, targets are more generous. The scales start tipping to the shooter. It's going to be more on you than the rifle. And then as you get further out in distance, then it starts to become a little bit about the rifle again, because PRS matches, what they like to do is put you prone and make you shoot out 350 yards. So then it becomes about the rifle again. Which I like those stages. I'm not sure. I think those are the most practical stages, to sit prone and shoot at an IPSC at 350 yards. I think it would be cooler to shoot like a maximum of 250 yards and make everything off the prop and never let the gun touch the ground, like no prone. But that's just me. Let's see. Do you notice the zero shift when you clean? My CZ likes to shift about 0.2, 0.3 mils. My fresh clean takes a third. Yeah, it can happen. So keep in mind that just because it's rimfire, we're not immune to what's going on. There are harmonics at play, right? So when you clean the gun, like, you're shooting a different velocity, right? So your harmonics are different. So that bullet is leaving the bore at a different spot than it normally would. So, harmonics are a big thing. And, when it's bone clean like that, then it's going to be different harmonically. So it's not a big deal. I don't see it on all guns, but that's just relative to what ammo you're shooting, how much it speeds up or slows down when it's clean, and where in that velocity node you are of harmonics of the barrel. So some guns you may never see it. Some guns you may, like yours, you may see 0.3. And really it's all relative. It's not good or bad. But yeah, I would say that can be very typical depending on what's going on. Any advice on an upgrade for a Bergara B14R? For a barrel right now, no. Besides getting it custom done. And you have access to Remington 700 triggers. Obviously, I think probably everything else is small stuff, So no, not really. I would wait, see if the market opens up a little bit more for B14s, or if you want to stay on that platform, then get a Smith to spin you up a barrel for one. Let's see. Does anyone use the Ruger American Rimfire Target for PRS? Not really. There's probably guys who own it who show up and compete for the first time. It's like the RPR, the Ruger Precision Rimfire, or, fill in the blank. You will see guys show up with those rifles, but if they come back, you will not see them with that rifle longer than a couple months. Because most guys will get into it and be like, holy crap, this is a lot of fun. And then they're like, holy crap, I want to buy another gun and be more competitive. But, I'm not saying they don't show up out there, but there's nobody like that I know of that's consistently shooting these matches or what I shoot that is like still shooting a Ruger American. Mr. Loop, chassis for CZ457, Vision, MDT, MPA, any advantage, or is it just price? No, I mean, honestly, with chassis, a lot of it's preference. So the Vision is rigid as crap. You got the MDT Gen 2. The Gen 2 is better. It doesn't have as long a forend, which I didn't like. So, but it's the cheapest, you know what I mean? So it's like give and take. You can just add more weight to that. MPA obviously makes really good chassis. I mean, it's really personal preference. Which company do you like more? Which chassis do you like more? They're all going to be really great rigid chassis for you. So, ordered my video. I think he probably meant Voodoo. Yeah, Voodoo. There we go. Ordered my Voodoo. Waiting 10 weeks so far. Did you? Oh, man, that's crazy. Did you order right before they decided to close down the doors? That's going to be wild if you did. Let's see. Mr. Ryan Drain, tell him to check out the Hive. Yep, that's another one. Well, you can't see it right now. It's lower down on the wall. But, yep, L3I Hive. They make a CZ. I haven't checked out the inlet for the CZ yet. Let's see. John Doe, is the extractor thing on a Remix really deal breaker for you? Because for me being left-handed, it's almost my only option. No, not really. Both my Remixes are modified, though. When you set up the mags right and it's well set up, it's pretty much a non-issue. But, for me, the Remix was going to be my main competition gun. And 1 out of 1,000 was too many because the one could be at a time on a stage where it could cost me. And, when you're trying to shoot, competitive, and, I'm not super competitive. Like, I'm not selling this story like I'm the premier PRS shooter or whatever, because I'm not. I don't shoot enough. I don't do it enough. But when I go out, like, there's a target on my back. You know what I mean? So, like, there's stress for me to perform to, like, a certain level of expectation. For me, it's like, I better be in the freaking top 10. Like, I better be, like, close to the top 3 or something, in danger of getting a trophy. Because it's kind of like I'm wearing that resume, you know what I mean? Like, people expect that out of me. Like, I'm giving you guys straight up videos. And I think going to matches kind of backs that up. Like, so for me, it was a risk that I wasn't willing to take. Would it have happened? Who knows? I knew gunsmiths, and I knew it was, doable, and I like the idea of it, so I just did it. But I don't think anybody has to do it. But no, you can definitely shoot a Rim X in the factory form. Can I ask Kenny what chamber he's cutting on the new barreled action he's sending you? Well, I mean, I could ask him. I don't know if he'll tell me. I think the one I seen him using says on the barrel, he usually marks it. I think it had a JGS like lettering on the side. So he's probably running a JGS reamer. But who knows? I mean, he could be running any number of reamers. He's probably not going to just do them all the same. But I imagine because he knows I shoot Healy, he's probably going to send me like a JGS reamer kind of chamber. What's your thoughts on the PDC? PDC is good. I mean, it's functional. I personally don't like the looks of it, so I'm willing to spend a little bit more money to look cooler, in my opinion, because you spend a lot of money on these guns. At the end of the day, like, looks is a factor for me. Like, I'm not too proud to say that. Like, personally, I don't like the looks of it. If I don't like the way a gun looks, then like I don't want to mess with it, really. Like, it deters me. I'm like, oh, it doesn't look that great. It looks kind of weird. I'm vain about that stuff when it comes to guns. Let's see. Mr. Mark LaShui. One last question. I set up a Lilja 1026. Let's see. Average speeds are consistently 30 to 40 feet per second slower than my other 26-inch Lilja barrel. Do you think this is an issue? No. Different barrel. You got to imagine that, like, none of these blanks are the same. Like, you could get 10 barrel blanks with the same, rifling, and they're going to be slightly different. I mean, if anything, I would count your blessings, because most of the issues I have is rimfire ammo, especially the modern match ammo in Ely and stuff, being too fast. Like, I want to slow it down. Speed is the enemy. So I don't think it's an issue at all. Like, it could be just a hair tighter bore, or, it could be any number of things, but no, I would just, look at how it's shooting. Actually, I have a 126 on the way too. So I'll see if that's slower than my other ones that I've shot. Timney Bix and Andy or Trigger Tech? I personally don't like the Trigger Techs because in Voodoos, they were going down. So I've never really shot a bunch of them. I do have them in ARs. But for me, I like the Timney Hit, and I like the Bix and Andy Tac Sport Pros. I love both those triggers, actually. I run both those in a lot of guns, and I really, really, really like them. The Bix and Andy Tac Sport Pro X is really nice. I mean, it's expensive, but it's really nice. And the Timney Hit for the money is freaking really good. And the best thing I can say is I think I have 3 Bix and Andy Tac Sport Pros and 3 or 4 Timney Hits, and I've never had a single one of those go down on me ever. So I really like both those. Can't count. I had already ordered custom voodoo back in early March. What would you suggest I order for 700 short? I have the MDTHC Elite. Yeah, I mean, the Elite's good. The Elite's a great chassis. I don't know if you were asking which chassis, because it seems like you already got a really good one. The Elite's a really good one. The Vision Pro is a really good one. I mean, all the chassis are good. It's hard to even, say which one. I don't think there's really mainstream one out there that's not good. But I guess a little clarification if you were going to order another chassis or another rifle. My favorite 22, I can't even show it to you, man. YouTube sucks. I have a 2011 22 over here. You can't see it. And I have like a video on it, but it is probably my favorite. The thing just runs. Outside of that, the Valcorza Mamba is a really sweet pistol. My kid's running now. I still shoot it. I throw a suppressor on it every now and again and go out there. It's a really great gun too. Let's see. Do you have to bend, reshape, adjust to fall around some CZ mags to get them to feed better? I haven't. I'm not saying that people don't, but I haven't had to. So, yeah, it's not been a thing for me. Basically, all the CZ mags I've ever gotten, whether they're the L3I, the factory, whatever, I just slap them in and they worked. They've been pretty good. My DPG is a JGS chamber. Yeah, so yeah, that's a pretty common chamber. Let's see. Mr. Leather Action will say I just tested some of the new Ely stuff's a little slower than it has been. The Ely I have been using 1066 on a box. It's going 1100 yet, common. New Ely seems to be what's closer on the box. Really? Okay. Leather Action is trying to get me to spend some money with Kilo Shooting Sports, I see, on ordering some lots. Mr. John Doe, I work for Timmy Triggers. Thanks for the love, bro. I truly try to make... Dude, I love the freaking Tim. So I'll go on a limb here and say, like, honestly, I should probably, like, if it didn't have all this other stuff, I should probably get rid of all my other triggers and run all Timneys, because Timney, when I was a super small channel, I had bought the 457 trigger, and then I had reached out to them and wanted to get another one, but I was like making no money, and I spent like thousands of dollars on stuff to get started on the camera software, a computer. I had to build a computer to edit, because I didn't want to start, I wanted to start with a good production. And anyway, they've sent me a trigger, like no questions asked, and, used the crap out of it. When I got into 700s, I was like, hey, I reached out to them again. Hey, can I try one of the hits? Got a hit, loved it. Since then, they've sent me a couple more. I bought a couple more. I bought a couple of the Calvin Elites for my ARs. They've given me a couple of Calvin Elites for the ARs. And, I mean, they're freaking good. And, good American company. And the people are freaking awesome. So, yeah, I mean, Timney has really, really been a great help to me personally on the channel. And just like I own a dozen Timney triggers. I've literally never broken one. Not saying it's not possible. Triggers go down, but he was talking rifle. Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's a million. Wait till the end of the year. But I mean, well, I guess if you're waiting on a voodoo, maybe you don't want to wait till the end of the year. If I had to buy a gun right now, what's available right now, I'm going to go buy a Rimex. That's what I'm going to buy. The answer to that question is different, 8 months from now, 6 months from now. I'll have different opinions, because you got Kenny stuff, you got the L3I barreled action, you got other actions I can't even tell you about that are like not for sure coming, but they're probably coming. I mean, there's a ton of stuff, but for right now, I go buy a Rimex. Have you tried the Aero Solos, or have you tried an Aero Solos chassis? I haven't messed with that chassis yet. Mr. Hasbro, stop doing action reviews. Well, I can't take much more. Yeah, man, mine either, brother. What's a very good barrel action? I have to wait 10 plus weeks to get installed in the MDT. Oh, yeah. Dude, yeah, buy a Rimex, dude. You can literally buy a pre-fit, and you can buy the action, and you can be done. And, what I mean? There was a lot, and I'll say this. And, Kenny, he may even jump on here at some point. There's a lot of stuff about the Rimex thing, and I'm not going to speak because it's not my place to say, I'm not a representative of Rimex. I work very closely with gunsmiths, and I saw this very early on, and we corrected several very early on, and I know a little bit of thing. The whole ordeal about the Rimex and the bolt galling thing is not as big of a deal, I think, as it caught on to be. Yes, this is a big deal. You don't want a bolt that's going to gall. There's several factors there. There were several changes that went in place that they reverted. So I would say, if you had been on the fence about, if you need to buy something right now for what's available, then in a 700, buy the Rimex. I have two of them, one new, one old, zero problems. And those guys are, they're going to stand behind it at the end of the day. Right now, the options are limited, but even if there was still voodoo, I mean, the voodoo action was a really great action, but what was happening there, I still would have recommended Rimex, even with the chance that you may have some bolt galling going on where you have to get it addressed. Let's see. Best trigger for a Voodoo 360 Timney hit. The timing just matched so well. Yeah, the 360, man, I'll tell you what, it's hard to find a trigger a 360 doesn't like, because their ignition is so overbuilt. I'll give them that. The headspace tolerances coming out of Voodoo were crazy. 43,000 all the way to like 48, 49,000. It's just wandering in there. But the damn thing was over-engineered in a good way. And it's a really probably the best engineered action that you could buy or you could buy out. Who would I recommend spin you up? Modicam Custom Rifles, man. He works on he does a lot of Bergaras. And yeah, solid guy, solid machining, and he ain't steer you wrong. And everybody who's had a Bergara done by him that I know, it hammers. Mr. John, it's funny because I bought a Timney 4% tree review and now I work for them. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. How do you like it there? Is it, I don't want you to, spill, they're not watching this, but is it like the people I talk to or interface with are really great people, like really great people, like to the point where if I was like thinking, if I'm going to do another jersey, like and shoot a serious year or whatever, like I'm going to throw them on a jersey because they've helped me out and they were good people and I want to represent them. But I'm curious as an insider working there, like, is the atmosphere as good as what I get, talking to them? G19 Gen 4, cheers from Germany. Just woke up 5:37 a.m. here. Do you think the Element Optics Titan is a decent pick? What is the Titan in the price? The Titan is a good scope for the money. I'm trying to remember the price range because now you have ARC and you have DNT, a lot of competitors in that price range. Because I know it's somewhere in there. I just can't quite remember what the Titan ran for. We got old Mr. Seth Garner from DM. Targets in the house. Another freaking good guy in the industry. The target systems he's making are ridiculous. We shot this. He made us long gong sets up, and we shot those things. We shot the piss out of them, and I literally have not taken them off the hangers, and I'm still shooting the crap out of them randomly. And yeah, just good stuff. He also made our trophy, and look, that is, that's the kind of trophies they make. Like, he made me that. But the powder coating and stuff on their trophy, like if you're a match director or a match director who's given out like half-ass trophies, like their trophies are not like gonna break the bank. And for what match directors can charge or whatever and make, like if you ain't getting trophies that look like that, you need to tell them to hit up DM Targets and get some good trophies made because it's 2025. Like literally there's no excuse if you're a match director or shooting a match that you pay more than $50 for there not to be trophies of this like magnitude out there. Like there's just zero excuse. Like for all these guys, so if you're a shooter and your match director hands you like a $5 cardboard thing, like, yeah, but like tell him to up the freaking match fee $5 across the board and buy some DM freaking Targets trophies for you because these, the trophies that I have, like the metal trophies are like crazy nice. Not all of them are DM, but just in general, metal trophies are just so much nicer to compete for, to win. As a match director, someone who puts on when I put on my long gong match, Jeff Pelletier from Maine took that. And, I was super happy and proud to hand that over because I knew that trophy was worth, like recognition. Anyway, is there any rumor of a Rim-X Gen 2? There is a rumor of a Rim-X Gen 2. I know nothing else about it. I don't think it's going to be like life-altering, but yeah. Checkmate TSO. I live 20 minutes from Timmy's office. Been there and was trying to pick up triggers. Got a tour one time. The production floor is as clean as a hospital operating room. Excellent company. Yeah. I honestly, at this point, it's like 4 or 5 years I've been doing, in the industry. I don't know what we call it, the industry, but man, the people matter more to me than anything else. Products, everything out there can fail. It will fail at some point, and every company's capable of producing something that doesn't go to plan. What matters a crap ton more is the people behind the project, the people the other end of it when people have problems, how they get responded to. That's the bigger end of it. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that Timney's like that. Where do you suggest I purchase a Rim-X officer or Voodoo? Just move locations. Should I get my money back from the Voodoo from the customer's shop? So where did you say you were in Canada? If you're in stateside, you can pretty much just go online and buy a Rim-X, get it sent to your FFL. It's really going to be dependent on where you're at. Like, if you're not in the U.S., I'm not sure what that looks like, but I know you can go to Zermatt and like buy a Rimex. So, like, there should be plenty of options out there online to get one. As far as the Voodoo, honestly, I have no idea. Like, I don't want to smack talk. I don't want to kick them while they're down. But to be honest with you, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you request to get your money back, that's going to happen in any more timely manner of getting Voodoo. But I mean, I would. I mean, if it's been, I think you said like months, and you haven't gotten anything, like, the employees are gone. There's like one or two handful of employees, and they're moving locations. Who God only knows how long it takes to get that up and running. So I would, definitely pursue getting your money back. If it was me and I had my money in it, I'd be doing that. I'd be looking to get that money back. What budget optic? I mean, the Arkin, EP5, the DNT, they're really good. I mean, any Athlons, they're going to scale on price point. Like, nothing is magically something that, nothing's performing 10 times above its price point. The Arkins and DNT and stuff like that are probably hitting the hardest for PRS and NRL style shooting for the money. So that's an easy recommendation. Yeah, it's funny because like there's a couple things. You got Ray, and then there's other people in there too. Like, but yeah. So my interactions with Ray have never been like, like, it's not like me and Ray are buddies or anything. So I hope that me talking about Rimex, like, I don't talk to Ray. Like, the one time I talked to Ray was like to get, like, I think my spring, they did a change on springs. I think it was like the ejector spring. I can't remember what it was. One of the springs in the Rimex bolt face, and they did a re-roll on them. Well, I had a new action, but it seemed like I had the older spring in it, and it wasn't working right. And basically, they told me to buy a parts kit. So that was my whole interaction with Ray from Rimex. So I'm definitely like, it's not like I'm getting any like, crazy promo deals or anything or whatever. But that's right. Razzling dazzling. Monicam is man. Now, I'm not saying that to say that Ray's not a good guy. I'm just saying that I don't know. That's literally my only interaction with Ray. Green Apple Ghost at 11. Yeah, man, I got to stay up tonight. So I start work again tomorrow night, and I work night. So I got to stay up till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I have a couple rifles from DVG. I'm excited about the in-house action. Yeah, it should be pretty cool. Mr. John Doe, I've had many manufacturing jobs. Management is the most put together I've ever experienced. The atmosphere is as wholesome and awesome as you imagine. That's good to hear, man. It really is. We got enough drama, man. We really do. Like, Centerfire, Rimfire, there's enough drama, dude. I wish there was just less, honestly, and just more good companies. Mr. Wooden, thanks for giving me 22 content picks. I missed out on my match Saturday as a drive shaft carrier. Ooh, that sucks. I'm getting in bed. Have a good night. You too, brother. Thanks for popping in and listening. Thanks. Price range of the Titan is about 800 euros. Oh, yeah. I would go Arkin. If you're shooting PRS or NRL 22, like that style of shooting, yeah, I would just go like Arkin or DNT for sure. I love my Monicam. I'm not taking new orders right now because they're swamped. Yeah, he's just on a little hold, a little hiatus. It's going to pass. It's not going to be like a year thing or a 6-month thing. Yeah, it'll pass. He just got a little backed up, a little beat down, a little too many pokers in the fire. So let's see. Hugo, just one beer, just cut on buying 20. It's cheaper than Centerfire, falls in the same category. Yeah, I mean, it's 22 used to be cheaper than Centerfire. I don't know anymore. It's getting kind of up there as far as ammo cost. Hey, Josh, easy barrels in Canada, any barrels in Canada, any sub barrels in Canada, any suggest barrels in Canada, any suggestion barrels in Canada. So if you're in Canada, I don't really know. IBI, I guess. I mean, I didn't have good experiences with IBI, but yeah, that's all I can say for Ken. I don't really know. Mr. Eagle Eye Shooting Quality Maximus, even Kenny. Yo, Kenny. We are back. You make it back from the match already? I feared you might be partying still. Yeah, Athlo Helos Gen 2 is a good one. The Athlon stuff is good too. I mean, it's just, I think for the money, for the Arkin and stuff like that, I would say for the same money as Arkin, you're going to get better glass in the Athlon, but the Arkin's going to be more feature rich. Like, that's what you're getting is a bunch of features, the big turrets, those kind of things. Like, and I mean, honestly, the Arkin reticle kind of sucks if you're used to more PRS style scopes. So the DNT is better in that regard, in my opinion. When you get your DPG, what optic you plan on using and at what price point? So I mean, I won't test like. Let's see, what will I probably put on it? I don't even know. Probably the Leupold Mark V. Probably Leupold Mark V. Or I don't know. I might even buy another optic. I don't even know. Let's see. DPG actually called Genesis. Yeah, you're right. I didn't want to spill any beans. Let's see. I'm excited. Good. Don't store your Remex with the bolt closed, and your ejection will last longer. Yeah, I close my bolt, but I close it like I pull the trigger and relieve the firing pin like pressure. But I see what you're saying, like the springs on the ejector because they're being maybe moved out. But yeah. Let's see. Ben says, okay then, Kenny, DPG. I'm excited for the Genesis. Let's see. Match Pro ED 5 to 35 by 56 no bueno. No, Match. Yeah, I always forget about the freaking Match Pro. Yes, the Match Pro is also good. The Match Pro will outclass the Arkin and the DNT. So yeah, I forget about that. It's a little bit more money than the other two. So most of the time I suggest Arkin and DNT because people are like, they want to spend as little as they can and get the feature set. Let's see. Had the Pro MDT shoot it today. They really loved it. 1-for-1 straight out of the case with 1,000 rounds of QL and 250 yards. Yeah, that's hard on a gun, man. Honestly, like I know vendors who take guns to big matches and let guys shoot them because the one thing most gun smiths, manufacturers forget is that rimfire shooters and shooters in general, like when you put your gun up there on like one of these like side tables for exhibition, they will beat the shit out of it. Like they do not care. Like they will run that thing like it owes them money. And I mean, yeah, so that's tough on a gun. So to survive that is already really good news. Just received my L3 barrel again, the MTR stock let out for next week. I'm excited. How is the long-term been with that barrel? It's been good, yeah. For the money, it's been a good barrel. Where do I get a good 22 long rifle barreled action? Oh, I mean, all sorts of places. Like if you want to go custom, you got Kenny on here from DPG. You got Jonathan Elrod from Monocam Custom Rifles. You got DI Precision. You got Rachel Precision. You got a ton of gunsmiths out there. But factory barreled actions, they're going to be few and far between now. It's like Voodoo. You're not going to be ordering a Voodoo right now, which would be what most people did on the high end. You can get a Bergara as a barreled action, or you can get a 457. So you pretty much want to go high end right now. You're going to pretty much have to go custom. Mr. Monster Australia, I'll be getting Genesis and getting it sent down under. No idea how that shipping will work, but as long as it gets here, it's all good. I'm going to intercept it. And I'm going to do it because one of your own, Jason, screwed around. Got me my my own Australian freaking boomerang. So I'm a boomerang the barreled action and it's going to come to me instead of Australia, and then I'm going to test it, and then we'll make Jason Shaw get on a plane and come get it. Let's see. Looking around August, making a slight change to add more cam over easy fix. Nice. So are Arkin's DNT the same thing now, or what is the merger Arkin? I don't know what merger they had. So DNT was doing the electro optics for Arkin. So they were there with Arkin, right? Like DNT, Arkin had their thing. They were making scopes. DNT was making Arkin's electroscopes. They were like Arkin DNT. DNT separated, and then miraculously, they made the same exact scope that Arkin had in the 7 to 35. They just changed the reticle. Literally, if you pull up the specs of the DNT and the Arkin, besides like one thing, they are identical. So they are very much the same exact scope. I think they're getting made at the same exact place, same exact specs. The knurling on the DNT is different, and the subtensions on the reticle is a little different. Outside of that, they are, in my opinion, to me, the exact same scope. John's going to go with Zero Tech 5 to 30 for 56 trace advance on new MPA 360 coming. Would like for you to get your hands on one review and press the glass. I will check. You're not the first person to say that. I will definitely look into that. I will have to try and remember to look them up and maybe hit them up. If you're looking for a barrel in Canada, go talk to Big Tactical. Yeah, there you go. Yep. He is kind of the Canadian frontier for getting all things custom in. Yo, Josh, got to check out a March PRS scope. Freaking best scope, in my opinion. Yeah, I've heard, man, they're really nice, but God dang, they are expensive. It looks really good, but God dang, they are expensive. So we'll see. If you see me with one, like that's because somehow I sweet talked March into thinking that I should review it for them somehow. I doubt it, but if you do see it, that's how that came to be, because I cannot afford it. Any recommendation who to get a barrel spun up for a B14? Yeah, any of the guys, like I said. I don't even know if Kenny is doing B14 anymore. Modicam definitely is, but he's kind of closed temporarily. Any gunsmith, go with who your best is. Let's see. More people talking about when the action's coming. So probably Kenny. This is for the AR-22. He's just gonna make his own BCG. I'll take it with you after this, Kenny, and see what the heck's up with that. I have not been in communication with Kenny we were talking about the AR-22 thing, and I knew he was using the bore buddy one, but it doesn't seem like that worked out. So I'm interested to hear why, and not necessarily on here. Kenny, I'm gonna text you. Let's see. Mr. Chris Lang, appreciate you, man. Good night, brother. Happy Father's Day to you. I just got home from USA on Friday. I missed you this time, brother, but I was not going to freaking Washington State. Mr. Kenny doesn't pre-fit anything. If accidents were tired times be making pre-fit, making more money, and just can't simply. Yeah, Kenny does not do. He's like full out custom. So I can't bring myself to run anything Arkin with those ass backward controls. Yeah, I agree. It gets me too, man. Tree feller. DNT and Arkin are the same. See, I don't know. I specifically asked DNT, like specifically to their people when I did the Arkin. I said, are you a sister company of Arkin or affiliated with Arkin? They said, no, we are independent of Arkin. We are not sister company. We are not. So I don't know, like, unless they did another merger or something. But like I said, DNT Arkin were together making stuff, and then DNT split off, and now they make Humedis go. When I asked them specifically, DNT, because I wasn't going to review the scope if they was just a sister company of Arkin, and they very specifically in the email said that no, they are not. So maybe they lied to me. That would be pretty sporty of them to do, since it's in their direct response from their company. But let's see. What made me want to start doing YouTube? Man, honestly, my wife kind of the one who taught me into it. I was watching YouTube videos, and the 22 videos were kind of like I would see somebody shoot a gun, walk down, show a target. And for me, it wasn't like the experience I wanted. I was looking for details, little things like nuances. And because I was, I was like hungry, I wanted the information. I couldn't learn enough. So I kept complaining about the YouTube videos I was watching. My wife finally was like, "Hey, shut up and make your own video, if you think you can do it better." So I just kind of took that as a personal challenge, and that's what I did. So a big thing for me when I got in it was I wanted like higher production. I always run like a scope cam or a target camera because I think it's an important part of the shooting. I don't know. I think it's important to watch it on videos to see the shooting live, like not shoot and then a target, but to see it live, externally, because there's things that I think that are happening when I'm shooting. It doesn't really look that way on camera, but I just thought it was a better way to do it. And that's kind of what got me into it. Let's see. Am I going to do any day of the range 100-yard challenge? Maybe. And I've talked to Elijah. Like, I really like Elijah, and I love that he does all the challenge targets. But man, I'm spread like super thin, and like there's videos that I want to make that I'm like I haven't even made. And sometimes like those challenge videos are okay to do something else with, but I mean it's like between work, the National Guard stuff, my work has gotten more crazy, YouTube, the family stuff, and my personal shooting. It's just so hard to keep up with everything. And yeah, I mean, so it just really it's kind of like low on the priority to shoot the target videos. And if I do it, I'll do it like once, and I'm just going to throw a submission out there. And what I kind of noticed before, and this is not on Elijah, but the target, challenge videos early on, I would just go out, throw up a target, grab ammo, shoot the target, first run rip. I thought that's basically how challenge targets should be shot. And then what I quickly found was like I would just do this thing for fun and throw it up there. And then all of a sudden it becomes like World War V, you know what I mean, between YouTubers and like all these other guys. And I just kind of thought it was crazy. Because honestly, I have a hard enough time reading, responding to comments, emails, and all that stuff as it is. And then I'm getting all these like influx of comments on all these videos of like some other YouTubers like, oh, call out Josh. Oh, somebody beat your score, this, that, and the other. Oh, they challenged you to a redo of another video. And all it ever really accomplished for me was taking away from making videos that I thought were going to be, better, more educational videos over a challenge target. Because a challenge target is kind of like, to me as a YouTuber with access to all these guns and all this stuff is there's no incentive for me to go flex with a gun on here, like a purpose-built $8,000 gun that I can, lot test ammo for and go, absolutely murder a target with. It's really not a huge flex that I want to do. I'd rather go to a competition and freaking go shoot against people and, and win, or try and win. Or get my butt kicked is probably what would happen. But yeah, that's kind of just how I feel about it. I mean, that's a really long and a roundabout backwards answer to that, but that's kind of why I slacked off. You'll notice I don't really have many shooting challenge videos or whatever, not for the last year or so. Is I also run my own monthly challenge on my Discord. So those guys compete every month for the prize out of the, my Patreon members get access to the Discord. I put on a monthly competition. I don't even shoot that. I don't even shoot in that one. But yeah. Let's see. My understanding is MNT folks had been Arkin employees. Yeah, DNT. Yeah, I think they had worked. But yeah. Appreciate you, Mr. Rick. Appreciate you, Happy 13. Mr. EDP, love your videos with scope cam. I've gotten to the point where someone does use scope cam vids. I usually don't watch all the way through. It's a ton of shooting footage. Yeah, I like the scope cam. It shows a lot. The problem, man, I wish somebody made a better scope camera. The best is right now is the trigger cam, but even it's so hard. Like some awesome scopes, and I film through them, and you get a crap ton of chromatic aberration. The white targets are super blown out. Like it's hard to film good videos with those because they're just not representative of the glass. Like they just nobody makes like a really really good scope camera right now. Like if there's somebody who thinks they do, like a company, and you're watching this, like I'll buy that shit. Like I will buy it. If it's like a challenge thing, like you send it to me, if it's better than Trigger Cam or it's actually worth the crap, I'll buy it hands down. But yeah, it's just just so far it hasn't been. None of the Trigger Cams are really exceptional, which kind of sucks. What's my final score on Razor Gen 3? Man, I mean, it's really good. I mean, the Gen 3 is a freaking awesome scope. Like, for where it's at in the market, I mean, it's hard to say anything bad about it. Like, even my turrets, like, I haven't had any problems with the turrets or anything. I think that was an early Razor Gen thing. And like I said, I'm a freaking Vortex hater. Like, I think they overpriced most everything in the low to mid tier because of their brand recognition. So I don't even tell people to get Vortexes, but that Razor Gen 3, man, I would tell anybody to buy that thing. It is a really good scope. So yeah, I mean, I give it a 10, honestly. It's a banging scope. It's a little expensive. Maybe we'll call it a 9 because it's expensive. So I'm a 919 Alpha. I'm a warrant officer. So I'm an engineer equipment warrant officer. I didn't know you're nasty girl. Yeah, man. Yeah, I was active duty for like 8 years and then got out of active duty. Started my civilian job and then I joined the Guard. I got, 3 kids, insurance and stuff. So that's been a lifesaver for insurance. Do you feel forward, rearward, my position, anything? Not really. If your rifle's stable, like no. I've run legs every which way under the sun, and I've never seen anything affect it. Now, as far as on the Arca, if you have a really like shooting center fire or something like that, if you have a chassis that has flex in it that's not really stiff, then yeah, I've seen it affect that for sure. Actually, my partner at the Gap Grind was shooting a very lightweight gun. This is a Pro-Am match, center fire match, shooting a 22 ARC bolt gun. And his chassis had so much flex in it because it was like a lightweight Coyote chassis. And when he would bring his bipod, when he had his bipod out, it would flex so bad that it would throw shots. And I kept telling him to bring his bipod all the way up towards the mag well to get away from that flex. But outside of that, it shouldn't be too much of an effect. Droid 300 long gone challenge you did. Yeah, well, I'm actually going to run a long gone match here coming up pretty quick. So I'm going to try and get more footage of that too. Let's see. This may already been asked. Going to the... No, I'm definitely not, man. I give it up to freaking the guys who are willing to travel. Look, is this what you got to do? You got to travel all around the country, shoot the qualifiers, do all stuff, and do well, and then fund your way to go shoot. And I give it up. Those guys that are committed enough to do that, like great. I'm glad that they want to do it and that they're going to do it and go represent USA, and I'm sure they're going to win. But man, that's a huge time and money investment, and ultimately it would be a huge like net loss to the channel as far as like time, energy, and all the money. Like the channel would almost have to be non-existent to make that work. Let's see. Mr. Eagle Eye, challenges are cool, but I think we share a goal to show our viewers how to beat those challenges. Most time doesn't take high-end gear. Yeah, the challenge targets are, I don't know. I like what Elijah's doing. Elijah's doing it for the right reasons. He wants to bring the community together. He wants to be a person, community center to bring people together, and I think he's done that. That's good, but yeah, like Kenny says, it can take over your time and energy real quick out of doing other stuff. But yeah, I am doing another long gone. I'm sure you wrote that before I said that. Looking at probably next month. Have you ever thought about doing your own 22 long jump, bringing people out on your channel to do the challenge and setting up a course or something? Yeah, I have thought about it. Honestly, I had something totally planned. And then like 5 YouTube channels started doing like these challenges. And I just kind of felt like I was like, dude, like now I'm just going to look like I'm trying to copy, like ride the coattails of Eric Cortina or Texas Plinking or, you know, whoever the other 1 million people now, Backfire, all these people are doing them. I had a Rimfire specific challenge though that I did have set up because I have the room to do it. You know, it's just going to be out to 150 yards, but it was going to be an MOA challenge positionally. Maybe I'll get back to doing that. Maybe I should stop caring, you know, what other YouTube channels are doing. But yeah, I did have a plan on doing that and inviting people out and doing something similar to those guys. And I would be stealing some of their ideas, some sort of like coin or momentum, you know, memento or something for coming out and doing it and shooting the challenge. But yeah, I think it would be cool to have a Rimfire one. See you later, brother. Appreciate you coming, man. Sugar, thanks for all you do. Serious. Don't buy a prefab gunsmith that can measure. Okay, yep. That is definitely going to give you a better end result. Is there a particular reason I don't see any matches in the winter? Not really. I mean, a lot of places shoot matches in the winter. I almost now prefer to shoot them in the winter because it gets freaking hot and miserable. Thoughts on BMRX versus the CZ, man, all the way. I'm just CZ guy. The BMRX is okay. I mean, it's not a bad. It's good for the money, but it can't compete with the CZ. EDP warrant officer. Yeah, man, I'm always around. I don't actually, you know, for what the typical warrant officer, you know, joke part, you know, thing is. I think I'm probably more involved, especially when we're in the field or shooting or stuff like that. I'm freaking always making sure I'm out and about. Talk sandbag media, ground glass and silicone spray is freaking awesome. Yeah, I haven't tried that. I need to try the silicone spray. So a lot of guys are switching to like a media blast, like ground glass type thing, and then spraying silicone spray into it, which kind of allows that it's like a sand fill like weight, but allows it to kind of like reform quicker, I think, is what's up with this. So I'm going to try it because I have a whole bunch of fill. And if I waste a bunch doing it, it doesn't matter. Any plans to review the Wux Furiosa Ultra? So I actually did do the Wux Furiosa Ultra. It's okay. The problem with it is the ARCA rail doesn't extend all the way back. So that's going to be a problem because there's no mag protection. And of course now most actions don't need it, but I didn't like that it didn't have the ARCA running all the way back. Outside of that, everything was pretty good on it. When are you going to have more? I need to do it. I need to do a pre-order. I've just been dragging my feet with everything else going on, but I need to do it. Never hear you mention as ice. I just haven't tried a bunch. I've shot a couple. I need to like probably review one. I just haven't had the really like. I have a bunch of like hit list things that like I want to review, want to do, and I've slowly been like chipping away at them. But the last like couple months has been crazy. It's going to be even crazier. I'm going to be gone all of August. So this month, and I'm basically going to be like going in overdrive in next month, like having to film a bunch more. So it's just been crazy, but yep. It says LRP S3 is hard to beat for the price. Yeah, I've heard that several times that people are really happy with the S3. I was between the S3 and the Razor Gen 3, went with the Razor. Yeah, I don't think anybody's ever bought a Gen 3 Razor been like mad that they bought one. Obviously, I think the Gen 3 Razor is more money than the S3, so there's that. But it looks like we are dwindling down. It's about 12:15. So last call for alcohol and questions, as we say. And seems like everybody's starting to go to bed now, even if you're on the West Coast. I appreciate Kenny from Desert Precision Gunworks. Also on here is Eagle Eye Shooting, YouTube, jumping on. All the regulars who have hit it up. Everybody. So, yeah, we always seem to have a high success rate on these, even though they're last minute and they're late as crap. So it's another thing on my hit list to try and freaking figure out some sort of plan for live streams so that they're in advance, thought out, like pre-planned, those kind of things. So we're going to work on that. I'm going to work on that. It's not a we. It's not, you guys aren't screwing that up. I am. Gonna get up. I'm going to be hosting some matches. I'm going to try and push them out. I'm going to be trying to host some bigger matches, those kind of things, some DMR 2-gun, a long gong. And I want to do something. You know what? I'll let the cat out. There's 138 on you. Most of you think I'll let the cat. So I want to run a match out here in Franklinville, but I want it to be a big match. And the hardest part is going to be organizing it up, because I want it to be a big match where it's not one big match where there's one big winner who walks away with a bunch of stuff, right? I want to run basically 3 matches in one and have like prize and or cash prize for each individual match plus an overall winner on those. So thinking like long gong plus speed steal, like you would see like target setup and you shoot it 5 strings fastest time with like a handgun and a rifle, and then a combination of that in a DMR style 2-gun match, all in the same place across like 2 days, and a big thing. So that's my goal. That's my ambition. I don't think I can get that done this year. If I do, it will be late in the year. I have the place to do it. It's the organizational end of it. But I'm hoping to get that kicked off, something different, something to test like all aspects of shooting, not just a PRS guy who's going to win PRS things. You're going to have to shoot DMR, long gong, a PRS style match, and speed steal. And if you want to win the whole thing, you're going to have to be good at all those. But it gives people a shot too. There's people who don't do that. Maybe there's going to be an individual winner for long gong. PRS is going to have an individual. DMR is going to have an individual. And, the speed steal is going to have an individual. And, it's going to be a big thing because it's going to take the whole facility to do it. And you're going to have to bring quite a few of the guns. The good thing is it's not going to be like crazy expensive. And, the ammunition for most of it's, going to be pretty you're not going to need a lot, except for long gong, which is not a high round count thing. And then the PRS. And these are going to be shorter condensed things, so like 5-stage PRS, long gong, 5-stage of each, kind of deal. But anyways, more to come on that. Maybe the next time we're on here, I'll have a little bit of an update, maybe a format. I'm going to reach out to some people in the industry and see if we can get some people on board. I'm okay with doing cash prizes and stuff like that, but it would be nice to have some, to get some people involved with the industry too. Anyways, let me read through these last questions while I've been ranting and see what else we got. CZ4 Manor's worth the price. I would actually say wholeheartedly, probably not. Buy the regular CZ, put it in whatever you want, unless you love Manors. If you love a Manor stock, then sure, it's worth the money. Because you're going to save money that way. But if you don't love the Manor stock, then no. Let's see. Appreciate you, EDP. Thanks for watching, man. Thank you, Mr. Tyler. Appreciate you, Bob. Mr. Rick, appreciate you. Devin Hill's out. Appreciate you, brother. That's right. Don't let friends. Yeah, there would be no rear tripod. If I'm running a match, PRS match, and you're a rear tripod guy, probably don't even come. Appreciate you, man. Nice for you guys to jump on all the way from Australia. Thanks. Thank you, Mr. Leather Action. Yes, sir. That'll be good to see you out there. All right. Mr. Eagle Eye sent up. He's got an EU exporter. Nice. There you go. You'll be lined out. So Redneck is taking over the channel in August. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully I'll film enough videos where you'll see me. It'll just be a little weird. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for everybody for showing up. We'll catch you guys on the next one. And you can always hit me up by email or bombard Kenny about getting his action out. That'll be fun for him. If you guys all call him tomorrow and ask him when he's releasing it. All right, guys. Thanks again. I appreciate y'all. And yeah,